Did y'all know that the Bible is a book of spells? Especially Psalms. Especially Psalms. Listen. There's a lot of stuff that you guys aren't aware of, especially those who call yourselves that are enlightened and you call yourself a Hebrew Israelite. Let me share something with you. Look left and look right. Half of the people, or more than half of the people in your congregations or your camps, they're either a witch or a warlock. No cap. See, the appearance of holiness and the appearance of righteousness in certain words, pictures that people post, right? Feast day this, feast day that, sister gatherings, brother gatherings, and all along you got people sitting right next to you that are doing divinations, actual spell work on the people that are you rubbing shoulders with. And I know it's hard to see that sometimes, right? But when you have discernment and when you ask the Most High for discernment and you be as obedient as you can possibly be, He will show you. He will reveal to you. It's confirmation. So don't be getting too attached to some of these people who are great orators. A lot of times they don't even know that they're operating in a heavy delusional spirit. That sister that has a head wrap, that brother that might have some fringes flaring in the wind, those nice pictures, right?
Well, my family has this understanding that the Psalms and the first books of the Bible, some people call it the Torah, what have you, we think it's a key. They're keys and patterns. Can't really tell you what they are until you get to understand them, but it's a magical happening when you put the key together. You can pray Psalms 4 and 5 before sunrise, before sunrise, and you can watch a miracle happen. You just don't realize it's going to happen. Just do it a couple of days, like 9 days in a row. Do these Psalms with the magical names of this angel and watch something happen. I don't know how many emails we get, how many people walk back in our shop like, oh my God, Miss Lisa, guess what? You know, we didn't do anything. You did. And we're so proud of you. And when you come back, it's like, oh my God, my spirit is getting to the part of peace. I can feel it.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, and double honors to the elder apostles and even the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you brethren, you fellow believers of this truth, and shalom to the elect. So anyway, real quick, this video is a response of GMS South Carolina 8. Right, I'll give my take on this video as well. Not his video. I watched his whole video. It was edifying. He went and hit all the scriptures. But I am going to show an example in the Bible how this is nothing new. Right? It's titled Hebrew Israelites. The Bible is a book of spells, especially the Psalms. Right? So then I went and did further research, and there's a multitude of videos of these black witch videos of women, right, who have dabbled into the book of Psalms, learning from the so-called Africans, right, especially those West Africans. You know, they've dabbled into that sorcery and using the scriptures, and we know it's nothing new, right? They've been doing that, so they justify themselves in doing it. Now, I believe this woman may have been she may have been a Hebrew Israelite. I think Elder Manat Dazatba was on point. She may have been with the IUIC. I believe he didn't say that, but I believe she's got that head wrap and that look like the IUIC. And the reason why I wanted to do this video, the one main reason why I want to do it, I'll get into that in a second, right, of the reason why I really wanted to do this video, right, for the edification. But we're going to go to 1 Samuel 2, 28 and 20. It says, then Saul fell straightway along on the earth. Let me go up here. It's a lot to read on this. Saul and the medium of Endor. Right? It says, then said Saul unto his servant, seek me a woman that has a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire to her. And his servants sent to him, behold, there is a woman that have a familiar spirit, right? Endor, right? Which we know what that's going into, And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment and went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night and said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring him up. Whom shall I name unto thee? And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul have done, right? How he have cut off those that have familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life, to cause me to die. So this man was, against the witches and everything and wizards, right? Warlocks. But then he inquired to go seek one because of the war, I believe, with the Philistines, right? Then said the woman, who shall I bring unto thee? And he said, bring me Samuel. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, why thou hast deceived me? For thou art Saul. So he tried to trick her, right? And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what thou sawest. And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the, it says gods with an S, right? Ascending out of the earth, right? And he said unto her, what is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up, and he covereth with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. He perceived it was Samuel. And he stooped and his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, so it says, and Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God is departed from me. So I'm going to get to the point, right? So the reason why he went to this woman is to find out how to, when he knew the Lord had cut him off, but then he tried to go backdoor through the spirit realm, right, and try to get a reason or some understanding. Anyway, continue. I'm going to get to the point. It says, because thou obeyest not the voice of the Lord, nor executeth his fierce wrath upon Amalek. We know the story with Saul and that, what he didn't do. Therefore hath the Lord done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel into the hand of the Philistines. And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with thee. The Lord also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. Right? So, the long story short, that's what happened. He figured, he knew the Lord wasn't dealing with him, so he figured he'll go through a medium, right? And and that medium, that dealt with the familiar spirit, would not have helped him because of the things he'd done to them. So he disguised himself, right? So there's an overview on it. Saul has proceeded to try to consult with God through sacred lots of other means, but God refused to speak to him. Saul was desperate and sought help from a witch of Endor, a woman who practiced sorcery and conjuring, even though he had banished such people from the kingdom. So now to the other phase of the video, right? I didn't want to make that too long. But the other phase of the video, or other part, right, is Ecclesiastes 1:9 said there's no new thing under the sun. These same witches, right, who who've caused Israel to go off is back here today, just like they did with Solomon, with Ashtaroth, Chemosh, those other gods, right? And that's what has always happened to the children of Israel, right? I mean, in the history, when you read Jeremiah 44, right, when the children burnt incense up to the Queen of Heaven, what do you think that was? Same thing. And remember in Jeremiah 44, he said these were men saying, well, we caught hell when we didn't follow the Queen of Heaven, right? And that was all into witchcraft and conjuring as well. So you got the Bible that is used, right? Let's go to Exodus real quick. And I'm going to get to the point why I did this, main reason why I did the video. Exodus 22:18, thou shalt suffer not a witch to live, right? Let's go to Exodus 20. And God spake these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which they have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. There shall have no other gods before me. And what they were doing? They were doing the same thing. They was taking so-called witchcraft and merging it in the Bible or the worship of the Most High. This is why, and it says, thou shalt not make any other graven images, right? Which is not talking about a picture of Yahushua. They was doing this in the worship of other gods, because you had graven images, you had engravers, right, in Israel. So this was talking about making worship of images of other gods. So, for an example, they would believe in the Messiah, but then they would have another god with them, right? A bigger god, or they might put a god under him. So they would still believe in Yahweh, so to speak, as Solomon did, but he merged the other gods with them. And that's why the Lord said, I am your Lord your God, thou shalt have no other God beside me. That's what he was talking about. And when you keep reading, it says the likeness of anything, any as above the earth or heaven or water, the sea, because they was worshiping, and it says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I'm the Lord thy God, and a jealous God. So this is all they've been doing. So this woman was talking about, you heard her say the Most High, right? You heard her talking about being spiritual. They're merging gods with the Lord. And the Lord is not with that, because you can only serve one. You can't serve two masters, as Yahushua had quoted, right? So anyway, the part I want to get to real quick is this video with this woman with the weave. I guess it looks like a weave. I don't know. You would think with her gods that she would be,
slightly controversial.
Have her hair and everything else, but I don't know. I'm gonna read some of the comments, and somebody says the angel that she's talking about is in Psalm 74 is Yahiji. Yahiji. So I actually looked that up. It's not in the Bible, but there's another name, I believe, what I understand they call the Most High. And this is the reason why this woman was kind of right in the beginning, saying that there's men wearing garments that's worshiping warlocks, being warlocks and witches in there, riding in on horses, right? People bowing down, calling him all praises to the bishop. We have that. We've seen that go on, right? She's wicked, but she's telling the truth with that part. There's men that's in, and Elder Manatas, I brought that out. Yeah, there's men that's in that, but the Bible is not meant for witchcraft. Now the Lord allows them to use it. When you go to the altars that was made, you had righteous altars and unrighteous altars. When you had the priest who would dip their finger in the blood and sprinkle it around the temple, all the sacrifices, then you'll see on the left hand side they're doing the same thing. They're taking blood, dipping it, and doing the sacrifices. And and some of them do use the Bible. But what are they doing? They're merging other gods with the God of Israel. And the Lord said, don't do that. And that's the point I'm making this video. If you could call on Yahiji, and there's a group of Israelite men telling you you can call Christ and call God whatever you want, that means you can actually link You can pray to Jahiji. You can pray to that. And there's an Israelite group, as I say, the IUIC, they will accept that. Because after all, they said you can call them whatever you want. That's what they said. So if these witches and warlocks are calling the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Yahushua, multiple different names, and you start praying in these names, does that not make you a witch and a warlock, or a warlock and a witch? Yeah, it does. Anyway, that's pretty much all I had on that. I just wanted to show the example of Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. There's no new thing under the sun. They've been doing this for years, thousands of years. And the Lord created them to do it. And these witches and and let me say this, it's a lot of these so-called black women that are involved in that. They're only waking up, as children of Israel did, to follow and worship the other gods. All these years, nobody said that, Psalms is all witchcraft and all that. When we was following Christianity, nobody gave a damn or said that, or his color didn't matter, Jesus' color didn't matter. Nobody said that. Now there's all these things that's coming out that they may have already felt all along, because they don't want us being Hebrew Israelites. And these elites will pay whatever money, set up any platform to push this doctrine. But the elect won't be fooled, right? Anyway, that's all I have on that. Shalom.